Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. In today's video I'm going to talk to you about 7 of the best ways you can invest £1,000. So once you've got your £1,000 saved, you will probably want to hold on to it. But you can invest that money so that you can make money from the money that you've saved. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about today, and I'm going to give you 7 of the best ways that you can invest your £1,000. So the first way you can invest the £1,000 is by investing in yourself. So here the focus is on personal development, and it can really be whatever that means to you. So this could take the form of career development, perhaps doing some courses, taking on some further education, or it could actually be taking up a new hobby or working on a hobby that you already started but you haven't really pursued lately. So that could be something that you could do. You can maybe focus on languages, learning a new skill, something that will make you feel like you're developing yourself. And by trying to achieve these personal goals, you will actually find that you're able to reach other goals more easily, including financial goals. So you're working on yourself, and in that way you're actually furthering yourself and your goals over time. You might learn through reading, taking an online course, for example, a language course, or taking up a hobby. You could also pursue this online as well. It could be anything really, anything that is important to you, because really the first thing you need to do is invest in yourself. The second way that you can invest £1,000 is to invest in a tax efficient account. So the idea here is that you've already paid tax on the income, so any gains made in the account will be tax free. So if you're in the UK, you might like to invest your money into a stocks and shares ISA or a lifetime ISA. And if you're in the US, you might want to consider a Roth IRA. There are other accounts, so you can look into these in your own country, but to cover the main ones that I've just mentioned, the stocks and shares ISA in the UK, currently you can invest up to £20,000 per year into that account, and that is a tax-free account. The lifetime ISA is an account meant for first-time home buyers, or you can actually invest that money and keep it for retirement. This account is great because if you are saving particularly for your first home, you can invest £4,000 per year currently, and you will be actually given a £1,000 bonus into the account from the government. So that means you can actually make £1,000 per year if you invest the maximum, which is that £4,000. And also, if you're in the US, you could investigate the accounts in your country, but there is the Roth IRA over there, so you could take a look at that. In future videos, I'll be going through step by step how to open a stocks and shares ISA and a lifetime ISA. So look out for that in the future. But let's assume you've already opened your tax efficient account. So now you've got your shopping basket. So you need to actually fill your shopping basket with goods. So in the next few ways to invest, you'll notice that I've given you some examples of the best ways you can actually invest in that tax-free account. So check out the next few steps. So now you've got your tax efficient account, you've got your shopping basket, what should you buy? Well, the third way to invest your £1,000 is into index funds. So these are a low-cost way to gain access to the stock market, and what they will do is they will give you access to a basket of stocks, and you'll be able to invest in a small piece of a large number of companies. So this diversifies your portfolio and it lowers your risk. So index funds are a low-cost way to get access to the stock market, as opposed to an actively managed fund with a fund manager that can often charge quite high fund charges. So with an index fund, you will get access to a large number of stocks. You can decide which index fund is right for you. To give you some examples, you have ticker symbol VOO, which tracks the S&P 500, or you have VT Sachs, which actually tracks the global stock market. So those are just a couple of examples of popular index funds that you might want to invest your £1,000 into. And fees are low here because there is no active management by a fund manager, and that's what keeps your charges very low because you're simply tracking the index. The fourth way you can invest your £1,000 is into dividend paying stocks. So stable, well-established companies will often pay dividends to their investors as a thank you for being invested in them. Dividend yields can vary widely, but some examples of popular dividend paying companies are Amazon, Tesla, Apple, Coca-Cola, and many, many more. So check these out for yourself and find out which companies you want to invest your money into in order to get some dividends back over time. Or alternatively, you could invest into a high dividend yield ETF, such as the Vanguard FTSE All World Dividend, which gives you access to high dividend paying companies, and therefore you spread your risk and you don't have to choose. Basically, you can invest your money into that ETF and then you get access to a large number of companies that pay high dividends but are also relatively stable and well established. Now, dividends will be paid quarterly and it will depend on the number of shares that you have. Also, you can think about whether you would like to withdraw that income or automatically reinvest it. The fifth way to invest your £1,000 is into a REIT. So REIT stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. So if you don't have the capital or the time to invest in property for yourself, then this will give you access to the property market, but without the hassle or the headache of investing in property for yourself. So here you're investing into real estate investment trusts, so you can invest your money into a wide variety of different properties. For example, I personally invest into WP Carey, which is a commercial property REIT, but you can invest your money into a wide variety of different property sectors. For example, healthcare, commercial or private properties. You can invest your money into the REIT that you choose, but it can be a really great way to get access to the property market without actually owning your own property. So I really do recommend this way to invest your money. The sixth way to invest your £1,000 is into a business or side hustle. You can build a fantastic business from just a small amount of initial investment. For example, the cost of a Wix or a Squarespace website, you can start building a really fantastic business or develop an existing business. This money may be spent on buying equipment, or it may be spent on something like just getting online. So you can really make large amount of gains over time with this, but you will need to put in some work consistently. You may create something brand new, or you may build on something that's already in existence. So this will depend on your personal circumstances and where you're at with your business or side hustle. The seventh way you can invest your £1,000 is into paying off your debt. So most of us have some form of debt, whether that be a credit card, a loan or a mortgage, and £1,000 can go very far towards paying off some of that debt. So as you all know, debt compounds over time. Just like the interest on your investments, the interest on your debt will grow over time and it can really balloon your debt. So what you should do is focus on paying off high interest debt, because this debt has the highest form of interest. For example, a credit card that has over 20% interest, you really want to focus on paying off that first, because any gains on your investments will be eroded by the fact that you're paying 20+% interest on a credit card. So that's really where you need to focus first, is on that high interest debt. Interest compounds on debt just like it does on your investments. So if you have high interest debt, you should focus on paying this down first before you start thinking about investing in the stock market. And this is because any gains that you would make in the stock market, for example, the S&P 500, which has returned an average of 10 to 11% since its inception, that would be eroded by the fact that you have a perhaps 20+% interest rate on your credit card. So those gains would just be eroded by the interest on your debt. So that's why I suggest paying off that high interest debt first. If you have low interest rate debt, such as a mortgage at 3% or a student loan at a low percentage rate of interest, then you should really think about getting your money invested in the stock market, because your potential average returns, looking at the S&P 500, since its inception has returned an average annual return of 10 to 11%. So you're looking at quite a big return compared to your interest rate on your debt. So that's why I would suggest in that case that you can invest, and you should invest your money in the stock market. And paying off high interest rate debt also guarantees you a return, because you're saving yourself lots and lots of interest. That concludes the 7 best ways to invest your £1,000. Let me know if you liked it by giving it a like, and comment down below with your favourite way to invest £1,000. See you next time.